Today's folk tale is The Foolish Kingdom. So, let's listen and enjoy. There used to be a kingdom of fools. King and his ministers were idiots. They did not want to rule like others do. So, they decided to change night into day and day into night. Everyone had to work according to their irrational rules. If anyone found disobeying the rules, he would summarily be punished to death. The king and his ministers were delighted to see their project was getting successful. One day, a guru with his disciple visited the kingdom. They both got astonished to see the strange rules of the city. They even got delighted upon getting everything for a rupee. Initially, both enjoyed for a few days, but afterwards the guru realized that this was the kingdom of fools and it would not be a good idea for them to stay there. This is not the place for us. Let's go, the guru said to his disciple. But the disciple did not want to leave the place, as everything was cheap. All he wanted was good, cheap food. The Guru warned him, they all are fools. This won't last very long, and you cannot guess what they will do to you next. The disciple did not pay heed to Guru's advice. So finally, Guru left the place, leaving the disciple alone. The disciple stayed on, ate his heart content, and grew fat like a street side sacred bull. One bright day, a thief, while trying to sneak into merchant's old house for carrying out his loot, the wall of the old house collapsed on his head, and he died on the spot. To this, his fool brother complained to the king, Your Highness, when my brothers were pursuing his ancient trade, a wall fell on him and killed him. This merchant is to blame. He should have built a strong wall. So do the justice, my lord. The king said, Justice will be done, don't worry. Next moment the merchant was called before the king. He said, Lord, I did not put up the wall. It's really the fault of the man who built it. Who is that? Asked the king. The wall was built by an old man during my father's time, said the merchant. The next moment the old man was brought before the king. He got terrified listening to the episode and shook off the blame on a dancing girl, saying that her anklets' jingling sound made his mind disturbed while he was building the wall. It was getting difficult for the king to do justice. The dancing girl was called. The king asked her, Did you walk up and down that street many years ago while this poor man was building a wall? Did you see him? She said, Yes, my lord, I remember it very well. The king said, So you accept that the jingling sound of your anklets distracted him, resulting into building a poor quality of wall, and because of which the poor bugler died. You killed him, you would be punished. She replied, My lord, wait, it's not my fault. It's the goldsmith who kept keeping false promises about the readiness of a jewelry and return of some gold. He made so many excuses, and I did not make it on time. I had to walk up and down to his house a dozen times. That was the time this bricklayer saw me. It's not my fault. King got so happy and said, We got the real culprit. He sent his minister in search of the goldsmith. Finally, the goldsmith was made to stand before the king. The goldsmith said, My lord, I am a poor goldsmith. It's true, I made this dancer come to my house many times because I could not finish making her jewelry on time as I was busy finishing the rich merchant's order. They had wedding and could not wait. You know how important rich men are? Who is this rich merchant who kept you busy, not letting you complete your task? Can you name him? The goldsmith named the merchant. He was no other than the original owner of the house whose wall fell. Now justice has come to full circle. Now again merchant was summoned before the king. He arrived crying and said, "It wasn't me, but my father who ordered the jewelry. He is dead. I am innocent." The king discussed with his minister and said, "It's true, your father is dead, but your father is the true murderer. Now somebody must be punished in his place. You have inherited everything from your criminal father, so you must die." And he ordered a new stake to be made ready for his execution. At the time of execution, it occurred to the minister that the rich merchant somehow too thin to be properly executed on the stake. Everyone got worried. What shall we do now? Suddenly, it struck him that all they needed to do was to find a man fat enough to fit the stake, and then search started for a fat man. Their eyes, their eyes fell on the disciple who had fattened himself. The disciple was caught and was carried to the place of execution. He recalled his guru's advice and started praying to his guru in his heart. The guru, with his power, saw everything in vision. Guru arrived to the rescue of his disciple and whispered something in his ear. Then he went to the king and addressed him. "O wisest king, tell me who could be a good ruler, a guru or a disciple? Then put me to the stake first." When disciple heard, he understood the trick and said, "Let me die first." The guru and the disciple now got into a fight over who should go first. The king got puzzled and asked Guru, "Why do you want to die?" "We want a fat man for the execution." The Guru said, "Don't ask this question. Let me die first." "Why? Is there something mystery here? As a Guru, you must make me understand." "I have seen in my vision, at this time, whosoever dies first will be reborn as a king of this country. We are sick of our ascetic life. It would be nice to reborn as a king." Now king did not want to lose his kingdom to someone else in the second round of his life. The king made his ministers agree to this point. That night they released the Guru and his disciple and got themselves executed. The next morning, when people got to know about the death of the king and ministers, they mourned and discussed the future of the kingdom. They begged the Guru and disciple to be their king and ministers. They finally agreed and changed the rule of the foolish kingdom. From then on, night would again be night and day would again be day, and nobody would get anything and it would be like any other place.